This is definitely 100% not a safe place. See, it doesn't even want me to take it off. This is really stupid. How is everyone doing today? I am feeling pretty good. It is Monday on May long weekend, and since everything was closed, I decided, hey, let's come out to the cabin. Cabin, cottage, cabin. I always used to say cottage, except then all my friends said cabin, and I thought cottage sounded too privileged, even though our cottage is made out of old train cars. It's not the warmest day, it's not the sunniest day. It was raining for literally the entire day until 20 minutes ago, but I thought I'd get out here, enjoy the outdoors, and it's just nice and quiet, and it's good to slow down sometimes. I'm always go, 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 go. It's nice to just take a breath and relax. Probably about 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I made a video called The Worst Day of My Life, and it was basically about the day I found out my mom was going to die, and I promised you guys that I would make a video about the day that she actually passed away, because that's a really weird circumstance in itself. And then I sort of put it off because it's obviously not a fun topic to talk about, but someone reminded me on Instagram yesterday that I had said I was going to talk about it. And seriously, making these kind of videos, if I can like help someone, even one person out of the thousands of people that watch this, get some sort of advice or insight on how to deal with their own situation, I think that's 125% worth it to talk about it, even though it sort of sucks. So I guess let's talk about it. So this is obviously a little bit of a sensitive topic, and I don't ask this too often to you guys, but if there's one video that you were ever going to share on this channel, just make sure to share this one, because I think this has definitely a deeper and more meaningful message and topic than 99.9% of my videos, and if it could help one person out there, I think that is worth it. So it was April 11th, 2014, I guess, and actually, let's rewind about a week. I'm assuming you guys have watched my other video, The Worst Day of My Life, that video, and you have the backstory behind this. So that day happened, let's say that was, I don't know, maybe April 1st. We were leaving on a band trip, a high school band trip, grades 10 to 12, everyone in band, everyone in choir was going on this trip. We were going all the way down the East Coast to Washington and Boston and New York. And we were leaving on like April 8th, and when we had that initial night on April 1st, it didn't look like my mom was going to even make it till April 8th. But, you know, the days kept on going and she kept on hanging in. At this point, she was like completely non-responsive. Like, she was on so many painkillers and drugs and whatever that she was basically just a zombie sitting in her hospital bed, and she couldn't talk, couldn't communicate with anyone, and she wasn't really there anymore. And this is a trip I know my mom was really excited for me to go on. She had been talking about it for months before she got really bad and wasn't able to talk anymore, and she wasn't really there mentally at all anymore. And I didn't know what to do. I phoned my good friend Matt, like, should I go on this trip and I'm probably never going to see my mom again, or should I stay here, not go on this trip, and be with my mom even though her brain was like not there anymore? I really had no idea what to do, and it went all the way up until like an hour before the bus was leaving for this trip, and I'd notified the band teacher that, hey, if I don't show up, you guys leave without me. This is the reason why I'm not showing up, and I did not know what to do. And I asked my mom like 100 times. I knew she wasn't going to answer, but I'm like, do you want me to stay or do you want me to go on this trip? And there was no response from her except for this one time I thought I got, like, it was barely a whisper, but it sounded like a go. I had already said my goodbyes to her like 1,000,000 times already, because it was clear that she was not going to make it through this, and it had been clear for over a week already, and we were just waiting for, is today going to be the day? Is today going to be the day? And so an hour before this trip left, I decided I was going to go on the trip. That's what my mom wanted me to do, at least I felt. And so I said goodbye to her. I told her I loved her, and then that was really hard, walking out of the room knowing that I was probably never going to see her again. And then I got on the bus, went on the band trip, and 99% of the people on this trip did not know my mom was even sick in the slightest. Like, it's not something I told anyone, as I've talked about before. And the trip was fun, you know. Obviously I had this on my mind as well. I talked with my grandpa on the phone like every single night and afternoon and morning. He put the phone up to my mom's ear and I talked to her even though she couldn't like respond or anything, and I'd tell her about what we were doing during the day and whatever. And then I think it was the third or fourth day on the trip, early in the morning, I was still sleeping. Our band teacher knocks on the door of our hotel room and he says something to Sam, who opened the door. Not my brother Sam, classmate Sam. I couldn't hear what he said, but then all of a sudden everyone in the room looked like really sad, and I already knew what happened. Mr. Clausen, the band teacher, walked over to me. He's an amazing dude, by the way. And he just said, "So Thomas, I got a phone call from your dad early this morning." And that's all he had to say. I knew exactly what he was going to say. He knew that I knew, and he didn't have to finish, which I think that was probably good for him, because I think it was probably really hard looking back for him to go tell a student that his mom had just passed away. But then he asked if there was anything he could get me, and I distinctively remember that I said, "Could I get some dry Cheerios and milk?" Because I don't know why, I just wanted dry Cheerios and a glass of milk. So we went to the breakfast buffet and he got me that. One of the teachers that was chaperoning the trip told me to wait a couple minutes before I went onto the bus, because they were going to make an announcement about what had happened, if I was acting different or acting sad, just so everyone knew. So I was standing outside in the parking lot while they were telling everyone, all of my classmates, like all 120 people on this trip, that my mom had just died. I did not want to look at anyone. I could feel that everyone was staring at me, and it was the most uncomfortable feeling I've ever felt in my life. And I went straight to my spot on the bus. I sat down by Matt, and I remember everyone was treating me really weird. Like, it's not like they didn't want to talk to me, but they were just treating me differently than they usually would. Some people were a lot more energetic towards me. Some people were a lot more friendlier. Some people were a lot more shy. Like, it was terrible. It was a terrible feeling, because everyone was looking at me like, what do I do? We stopped at a mall for lunch or for dinner or something, and me and Matt were walking down the mall and we saw this Foot Locker, and I remember this is what snapped me out of it, and I'm really glad that this happened. We saw the triple black, all black LeBron 11. This shoe, just all black. I still don't have them in my collection to this day. They sold out really quick for whatever reason, but they had them sitting in this Foot Locker, and I saw them in the window and my heart just jumped up, and I was like, I rushed into the Foot Locker before the employee could even say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" I was like, "Do you have a size 13 in the blackout LeBron 11s?" And he was like, "Whew, this man knows what he wants." And they didn't have my size, but just, I remember just the rush of seeing a sneaker that I really wanted to get that picked me up a lot that day. And there's gonna be some geniuses out there that call me a terrible person for leaving her in that situation, and I'm a terrible son and I'm a terrible human being, but I genuinely feel that's what she would have wanted. It was extremely good that I was with my friends when it happened, because if I had stayed home and it happened, all my friends were on this trip, so I would have been by myself, isolated for 8 days after, and I would have been sitting in my room just thinking and wallowing in sorrow. It wouldn't have been good. But my advice to, first off, someone that goes through that experience, I really hope that you never have to go through an experience where you find out that your parent or your wife or your sister or your brother has died and you're 2,000 miles away. In my situation, I knew it was going to happen, and that's the hardest decision I've ever had to make, is going on this trip. But the news is going to suck regardless, and it's going to feel terrible, but try and just immerse yourself in things that you love. I was lucky enough to find a cool pair of sneakers that I liked that day, and it's just something as stupid as sneakers that could pick up your mood that much and make your day go a little bit better. Basketball helped a lot. I remember a couple days later, Matt and I were in New York City. We had a free day and we found a basketball court and just played pickup ball in New York, and that helped so much. It was incredibly therapeutic to just be able to play basketball and have fun doing something I loved. Just completely dive into whatever it is that you're passionate about, whether it be your job, your hobby, coaching a team if you do that, playing on a team if you do that, whatever sport or activity you love doing, just dive into that, and it does help. But yeah, you guys asked to hear the rest of the story. That is the rest of the story of the day that my mom died. That was a pretty crappy day, as you can probably imagine. We still got a full day ahead of us. Let's go do something fun. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I decided to come down here. I'm wearing shorts, no shoes. Whew. It is freezing. This is beautiful sand over here. Over there, there's just a whole bunch of rocks, and we used to go hopping across the rocks. I'm old, my feet are freezing, and I have $4,000 of camera equipment on me, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that today, except it was seriously one of the most fun things to do in the world. I don't know how I used to do this bare feet. I've been going for like 5 minutes and my feet already feel like they're gonna fall apart. I commend my younger self. I had Hobbit genes that apparently have left me. This is so much fun though, like not the act itself, but just coming back here, getting to reminisce all the things I used to do as a kid. This is super, super fun. Sneakers are great, but doing stuff like this, if you have the choice between getting to travel somewhere or do something outside of the city or spend that money on a pair of sneakers, seriously take the experience. The sneakers are always going to be there. There's always going to be a new pair of sneakers coming out next week. This stuff, this is so much fun. I think I'm gonna have to wrap up the video here though, guys. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and well, enjoyed is the wrong word. I hope you took something from this video, and as always, I truly do from the bottom of my heart appreciate every single one of you guys more than you know. You guys are family to me. I truly do mean that. It looks like it's about to thunderstorm and I gotta pack for London. We're leaving for freaking London tomorrow. That is amazing. I owe that all to you guys. I am extremely excited for that. So I will be back tomorrow with a brand new video. Of course, we're going to freaking London. That is amazing. Make sure to hit that like button as always. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because I do post content every single day. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. So until then, peace.